Hello again, and welcome to another installment of Fantastic Five, the show where we tell you the correct answers to a particular topic in comics by counting backwards from 5, and you tell us how much you appreciate all of our hard work in the comments. This week, we're looking at 5 of Wolverine's greatest team-ups. For a guy that's supposed to be such a loner, Wolverine sure does pal around with a lot of other characters. He's been on just about every Marvel team you can think of, and he's been around long enough that he seems to have crossed paths with just about everyone at least once. And while he certainly has forged some memorable partnerships among his fellow mutants and various other heroes, this week we're looking at the team-ups that are more than just your usual fastball special kind of affairs. Number 5, Dark Claw. I love the amalgam age of comics, and I'll make the most of any excuse to bring up that universe's amazing amalgamated characters in these lists. And with good reason. I've said it before, but you simply can't get more teamed up than being smushed together. And the mashup team of Batman and Wolverine gives us the unforgettable Dark Claw. It's everything you like about Wolverine crammed into one of the most perfectly ridiculous costumes you've ever seen. Throw in all the bat gadgets and paraphernalia, but replace the word bat with claw for good measure, and you know all you need to know to understand why I wish I could read Logan Wayne's adventures every month. Number 4, Captain America and Black Widow. Uncanny X-Men number 268 by writer Chris Claremont and artist Jim Lee is the kind of action-packed, one-off, team-up adventure issues I used to live for as a young comic fan, even if the image that appears on the famous cover never actually takes place in the story. Instead, we get 2 related, intertwining stories about pre-Wolverine Logan meeting Captain America and a very young pre-Black Widow Natasha for the first time during World War II, and a modern-day Wolverine teaming up with a now grown-up Black Widow. Jubilee and Psylocke are along for the ride too. Hydra and the Hand are involved, and naturally, that means a whole lot of ninjas and Nazis get smashed, stomped, and sliced. Number 3, Doop. Wolverine's hottest team-up is 2003's Wolverine Doop, the Pink Mink. This comic has everything: works of art, broken glass, motorcycles, bar fights, electroshock acupuncture, pool tables, bathroom crying, and diaphanous floating mythical pink women that only you can see. Is she real, or is she a weird piece of fabric locked in a high-tech bubble? No one knows! Plus a creepy cryptid hunter, belly button screens, more bathroom crying, a Deus Ex Machina army of naked pink lunatics, and a pickle person. You know, it's that thing where you put an X-Men logo on a floating pickle with a face and make it talk a made-up language, and people love him for some reason. Number 2, Havoc. If you thought that last one was crazy, you ain't seen nothing yet. 1988's Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown by writers Luis and Walter Simonson and artists John J. Muth and Kent Williams features a science lesson on how nuclear power works, a bar brawl in Mexico, an incredible account of what caused the nuclear disaster at Chernobyl, and Wolverine and Havoc both catching the bubonic plague. And that's just the first issue. This groundbreaking miniseries was published as part of Marvel's Epic line, and it only takes one look at any page to understand why. The art, while fantastic, is clearly very, let's say, stylized, especially when it comes to this unique take on Logan's famous hairstyle. And if you've ever wanted to see Wolverine in nothing but Superman's red underpants, then this is the team-up you've been looking for. And number 1, the new Fantastic Four. For a guy that's best known for his work on Thor, it is interesting that Walt Simonson has made 2 appearances on this list, but he looks to be a real go-to guy if you want to take some characters you aren't used to seeing together and throwing them into a situation that is overflowing with ideas. A renegade Skrull defeats the Fantastic Four and tricks Wolverine, the Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man into becoming the new Fantastic Four. For 3 glorious Art Atom drawn issues, we had just about anything you could possibly want out of a team-up or a comic. Aliens, giant robots, an entire island full of monsters, and a closing chapter where all the heroes of both Fantastic Fours finally come together to save the day. That's it for this week. Check back next week for 5 more things in the 5 right spots. Thanks for watching this episode of Fantastic 5. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Comics Alliance for more comic facts, and check out comicsalliance.com for more comic awesomeness.